your presentation.
This meeting is being recorded.
Can you see
Great.
this?
Yeah, we can see it. Perfect. Okay, let me see whether we have enough people. Okay, I mean, I think we have a few. I think as we go on, there will be some more joining. So
Okay.
maybe we can start first. Okay, so yeah, welcome everybody. Today we have Ms. Stephanie Ha from Monash University to speak on the topic of Monash Business School. Yeah, so let's welcome Ms. Stephanie. Thank you so much, Ms. Stephanie. And we can, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Welcome, everyone. My name is Stephanie, as Fiza mentioned. I'm from Monash University in Australia, and a big welcome to you to the Monash Business School. Today, my session will cover a quick overview of all the undergraduate bachelor's offering, as well as briefly on postgraduate. Now I'll leave the last few minutes for any Q&A. So I'll start with just giving you an overview of who Business School is all about. So we are the largest business school in Australia. We have close to 21,000 students just studying business. The business school has also got the triple accreditation, placing us within the top 1% of business schools worldwide. What that means to students is that you've got lots more opportunities for study internships abroad and linkages with universities to bring you much more opportunities as part of your study experience. We also ranked within the top 50 worldwide in subjects, discipline areas like accounting and finance, economics and econometrics, and business and management. All our courses have built-in career, mentoring, network opportunities, internships, and study abroad opportunities. And we have also got the widest choice of courses available. So hopefully within that, you are able to select a course that fits within your needs, recognizing that not all students want the same course. So we have got the widest breadth of choices, and within each course, you could design the course to fit your needs. So basically, just a bit about the business school and the university. Overall, we have around just under 87,000 students from more than 164 countries. And we have just under 18,000 staff across 4 major Australian campuses. This is the makeup of our student cohort, with 52% domestic students, 35% international students, and 15% studying offshore, with over 380,000 alumni across the world. As I mentioned, the business school is the largest of all the faculties. We have 21,000 students. We operate across 3 campuses, and within that also a wide variety of courses on offer. So to begin with, I'll start with typically a question we pose to all students, and this helps students to narrow down the choices, whether they know which course based on do they know what they want to study, or they are unsure because they are not quite aware of what disciplines that they can narrow them to. So we have got what we call comprehensive degrees, whereby the top corner in pink, you have courses that allows you to dabble into different areas of business in the first year with an overview of all different areas. And at the end of first year, you choose your area of major. The blue circles are what we call specialist degrees that allows you to go deep into the area, focusing on the key areas that it's listed there. So these are what we call specialist degrees that allows you to go much more in depth into the area. Say, for instance, if you're interested in accounting, you would therefore be pursuing a specialist degree, Bachelor of Accounting, allowing you to satisfy the professional accreditation because it gives you all the depth and the skill set knowledge. So let me go into a bit detail about these courses. The Bachelor of Business comprehensive courses allow students to have much more of an applied or practical focus. It dwells into the dynamic world of business in how business organizations and brands function. So this gives you lots of opportunities in that it has 12 different majors within the single degree, and we have also got 10 double degree alternatives. So this is taught at Caulfield, and generally we will require a year 12 equivalent of mathematics with some of the entry requirements shown here. So what are the majors on offer? Here we have got 12 different majors in the degree. You are to choose a major. You can choose more than one because 1/3 of the degree is flexible for you to design the course to fit your needs. So you're only required to do a major. Students can choose the second major within this area or outside of the faculty. So some students may choose banking finance, and the second major could be in IT, or if you don't want a full major, they could do a minor, leaving them options or electives to choose more internship, study tours, or mixing units to suit your needs. The Bachelor of Business Administration is taught at Peninsula. This has a much more hands-on focused degree, providing you with strong fundamentals of all business operations. As is taught at Peninsula, has a lot more supportive, smaller class environment to suit students who want that. So you've got basically access to academics, and you get to know all the students, and it's a very community, family-like environment. So those are the entry requirements requiring a year 11 mathematics. So these are the majors on offer, and you'll find that accounting, basically management, marketing are core majors in all degrees that we offer. This one has the business administration studies designed for students who want more to run their own business. This is located in Peninsula. It serves the community, which a lot of them have their own businesses. So they can mix and match units to suit their needs as opposed to having a specialization. Bachelor of Commerce is taught at Clayton. This course requires the high year 12 maths because of its focus. It's much more of an analytical with more mathematical based type of majors and therefore requiring the higher maths. This is 11 majors to choose from, has the most extensive double degree options on offer. And here are the entry requirements across different qualifications. So looking at the majors, as I mentioned earlier, you have the basic accounting, management, marketing, but you have a lot more mathematical type of majors like actuarial studies, business analytics, econometrics, economics, finance. And even if you look at marketing, it has the marketing science, which focuses more on prediction, modeling, and forecasting, therefore requiring the higher mathematics. When we refer to higher mathematics, we'll be looking at students who have done things like calculus, probability, and statistics in your high school. So let's have a quick look at the map of how your course looked like. In the first year, as part of the blue, you study core units in financial accounting, management, business law, marketing, economics, statistics, and finance. With that, that gives you an overview of all the different core areas within business, and therefore, hopefully, you then have an understanding of areas that you may want to pursue as your major. In your second, third years, when you do your major, it's highlighted in the light gray. You have got integrative unit. In that, students are recommended to pick up core skills where employers are looking for, such as design thinking, business analytics, even though you decide not to do business analytics as your major. You have entrepreneur mindset, and you have case studies, which allow students to pull together skills to apply problem-solving analytical skills employers look for. Here you also see the dark gray, which are free elective units. For that, it's actually equivalent to 1 year or 1/3 of your degree. So as I mentioned, this gives you the flexibility to tailor-make your course. So in here, you could choose to dedicate all your electives to do a second major. Some may choose 2 minors. Some may choose to travel overseas to any of our partner universities to spend a year, depending on the university, to do electives to get a very holistic and a different experience studying a different country, different university. Others may choose to do 1 semester abroad and then returning back to your campus in Australia and pick up an international study tour. For instance, if you're doing a banking finance, you can choose to go to Europe to do a accounting financial tour where you then visit companies, visit organizations to understand how accounting finance are applied in a different setting. And then when you return, you make a presentation of what you've learned in that, applying that knowledge in a practical sense. Or you may choose to do internships as part of it. In your final year, where you see in pink capstone unit, so students who actually do 2 majors where they've used up all the electives can still choose to do a practical element, whether it's an internship, an international study tour, case studies, or a consulting project as part of your capstone unit. So it gives students a lot of flexibility. So specialist degrees are where you begin your specialization from day 1, go much more in-depth into the area, and these are all the specialist degrees where your testament actually states your specialization, for instance, a Bachelor of Finance or Bachelor of Marketing. Now, how does a specialist degree look like? Unlike the comprehensive Bachelor of Business sample that I showed you, you have less core units, and your core units are linked to your specialist degree. So in this case, for the typo, Bachelor of Finance, you will do microeconomics, macro business stats, econometrics, and in there, you will do 11 units of your specialization. For instance, you still do a capstone unit, and you have 8 free electives, which you can then pick up a major or 2 minors, or go overseas, or do a combination of different things. That's for the single degree, whereby you complete your degree in 3 years. What's popular at Monash is that students can combine their single degree with a second degree by adding 1 extra year, therefore getting 2 qualifications. So you can mix a Bachelor of Business with any of the specialist degree, or Bachelor of Commerce with any of the specialist degree. In that, therefore, by an extra year, students get a lot more flexibility in that they can do still studying overseas, doing a major, doing internships, etc. So it suits students who want the 2 different areas, but also want a lot of flexibility in their actual course experience. We've also got double degrees with other faculties, namely with law, engineering, arts, education, IT, design, science, and music. Depending on the second degree, it can take from 1 year to 2.5 years, namely the commerce with law being 5.5 years, whereas most of the other degrees are 4 years in duration. There's perception that if you do a double degree, it's double the workload. It's not the case. You're still doing the same number as single degree in terms of the units or subjects, except that you do over a longer duration. So this is how a sample of a double degree would look like. In here, you will be doing on the left will be your business or your commerce degree, and on your right in the dark gray will be your second degree. If you're doing 2 degrees within business, you find that there are actually overlap units within your business or commerce degree, therefore providing you with more electives to tailor your degree in terms of the subjects, units, the study experience units, or internship. So what's the difference between, this is a very common popular question asked between a comprehensive and a specialist. As I mentioned, in a specialist, you go straight into your specialization, you go much more in depth. Both of them have electives and a capstone unit. So it really depends on whether you know from the outset what you want to study and how flexible you want your course to be. And for those who are interested in post or graduate degrees, we have pre-experience and post-experience courses similar to the undergraduate. For pre-experience programs, they are designed and open to students who have graduated with their bachelor's degree and have not undertaken any work experience. So the entry requirement doesn't require work experience as part of it. However, there are some courses that may require a cognate study area, meaning that if you do a master's degree, they may require you to have done a relevant undergraduate study in the same area. For instance, a Master of Accounting may require you to have done a bachelor degree with accounting as your major. Post-experience programs, on the other hand, requires you to have work experience, and it does vary between 2 to 3 years, depending on the degree. Some of them may require you to have a cognate bachelor's degree, and if you don't have the work experience, then it would require you to have significantly higher weighted average mark or GPA. So these are examples of the pre-experience programs, range from graduate diploma of business, graduate diploma of economic analytics, master accounting, actual studies, and so forth. The ones with the asterisk requires some sort of cognate or prerequisite to get into the degree, normally either the discipline study at the bachelor's degree, or they may require students to have done some sort of statistical unit in their undergraduate degree. For graduate cert and graduate diploma of business, these can be exit or entry level to any of the masters, in which students who don't meet the entry requirements for some of the masters can choose that as a pathway. Or likewise for students who do, say, a Master of Banking Finance, and after 1 year decide to exit, can exit with a graduate diploma of business. For the post-experience programs, we have got the Master of Applied Marketing, Global Business Management Regulation Compliance, and the MBA program, as well as the Global Executive Master of Business Administration. For the MBA programs, we generally do require students to have at least 3 years of work experience, with at least 1 year for the MBA program. And for the global executive, we'll be looking at 10 years minimum work experience. For the rest, will generally be 2 to 3 years, depending on the program. So that wraps up all our courses in terms of offering. What each of the courses allows students to do is also designed to provide them with the job-ready skills. So these are some of the industry internship partners that we have. This is to name a few that are quite common. We have got 5 plus 100 over global partners that we linked with, both in Australia and overseas. And we have got international linkages, which allow students, as I mentioned earlier, to go on a semester or a year of exchange or study abroad with any of our 100 plus partner universities. For those who don't wish to do the semester abroad, we have actually international study tours that allow students to spend a shorter period of time, generally in the summer or the winter period, which therefore does not hinder their academic studies. So you generally do it in January when you're on your semester break, or in June when you're on your winter break, to do a short stint, about 2 weeks, depending on the study tour. So I flagged earlier about international study tour to Europe for accounting and finance. We've got an entrepreneurship study tour to USA, visiting San Francisco, and you link with the University of California, Berkeley, going to Silicon Valley to visit companies there. That links and ties in with our entrepreneurship field trip. So there are lots of opportunities. We've got even a marketing international study tour to China. Again, there the theme is marketing. They will visit all the different marketing organizations, listening to expert speakers to talk about the application of marketing in China and how you can then take your skills and knowledge learned in your degree, applying in China, how that works. So there are lots of opportunities for you to take on, and we encourage students to do so. What we found is students who have done internship and study tours are definitely much more employable and ones that employers look for in Australia. So the other graduate development that we provide to students as part of your experience ranges from workshops to flagship programs where we link students to industry and alumni mentoring. This is done throughout the course and with an alumni mentoring that's done in your final year. So if you're doing, say, a finance, we'll link you to an alumni that's working in finance to help you prepare for your career in finance. We've also got employability weeks that we organize that's relevant to your study area. So Monash organizes career weeks throughout the year. There's generally 2 a year. In addition, the business school organizes a career week that's linked to your study area. For instance, in accounting, we run 2 in a year. The first year could be with large organizations and the Big Four, for instance. The second one we run with small, medium-sized accounting firms to give you a different perspective, what they look for and the opportunities available, but also more importantly, the network opportunities. So we've got industry panels and bespoke initiatives that's run throughout the 3 years. So leaving, I guess that's the end of the presentation, and I hope that will give you a quick overview of what's on offer. And I'd like to open to the floor for any questions. You can use either the chat or the Q&A to ask questions.
Yes, thank you, Stephanie, for the insightful and comprehensive sharing. Okay, so students, if you have any questions for Miss Stephanie, you may put them in the box, chat box. We have a good 5 minutes left.
If not, you could just unmute yourself and just ask the question, if that's easier. Are there any questions?
Yeah, I think the sharing was very comprehensive. So if students, if you have maybe right now you do not have any questions, but maybe after that you do, you can actually go on to our lounge area. Where you can also speak to our counselors as well as our uni reps. Okay, there's one here. Yep.
Oh, hi, Jalisa. Thanks for your question. That's a very commonly asked question about GPA. Guess your question, it depends on the course that you're going into. So typically the Bachelor of Commerce, for instance, at Clayton, we'll be looking at a GPA of 3 to get into that. And the Bachelor of Business will be looking at a GPA of 2. So depending on the courses that you're going to, the GPA varies. You still have to meet the mathematics requirement. So we'll be looking at what you have undertaken at your polytechnic to see whether you've got the right mathematics. Commonly, some of the students may have got the GPA, but not the mathematics. You can still go into the course that you meet the GPA requirement. Go into that, pick up the mathematics unit at Monash as part of the elective. Once you're successful in taking up the maths, then you can always transfer to the course of your choice. So we have a very commonly asked question in Singapore every time when I go there. They always ask what's the difference between business and commerce. Those are the two most popular courses that we run at Monash. And I guess at the end of the day, it depends on the major that you're doing and also the focus. Some students who are much more practical applied like to know what they're studying and how it applies to the real world, tends to pick up much more of the Bachelor of Business. For students who like the mathematics approach, the big picture and much more analytical and have done the right maths and like using maths to do forecasting, understanding the theory, then they'll choose the Bachelor of Commerce. So those are generally what we would inform students between selecting the Bachelor of Business or the Bachelor of Commerce. Okay.
I think we have one more from Ben. Stephanie, are you able to see?
Just hold on. Yes. 2 years in Bachelor. Okay. So it depends on what undergraduate degree you have done. So you said 2 years in your business degree. So if you're transferring to a business with the same major, chances are you have a lot more of the credits that you could gain. At the end of the day, we still have to assess case by case. So we have to look at what you have done in SMU and what you are planning to do at Monash. So typically, I would say that you will at least get 1 year, and then depending on your major and the overlap of the units to Monash, then you may be able to get more credits. The Monash general rule is that you have to do at least 1 year and to get the Monash degree qualification. Hope that helps answer your question. We would have to do that case by case assessment. Is there any more questions? Okay, Jalissa had none. Do I have to take a bridging foundation course or IELTS? Jalissa, if you remember, you're doing from Singapore Polytechnic. So we do recognize English. So we'll look at your general paper as long as you've achieved a grade C and above, and basically the Polytechnic qualification is taught in English, that would be sufficient to meet the English language requirement. So you don't have to do IELTS. As far as the bridging foundation, it would depend on what diploma you have done or associate diploma at Singapore Polytechnic. If it's related to business, then you would definitely be getting some exemptions or credits to that. So you don't have to repeat the bridging foundation if you met the GPA requirement. If you aren't from a business-related area, then yes, you may have to start from scratch in terms of the degree. Okay.
Thank you.
The GPA requirement for business administration from memory, I think it's under 2. I think it's the GPA. We're looking at just a pass in your polytechnic to get into the course.
Okay, that's great. Thanks, Stephanie, for answering the questions of our students. Yeah, so students, if you have any further questions, once again, you can go on to our lounge page, or even contact us later after the fair, and our counselors will assist you. Thanks for coming, Stephanie, and for being here with us today. We appreciate it so much.
Thanks for the opportunity. Good luck to everyone.
Thank you so much. Yes. All right. Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you. Bye-bye.